Hey guys, just bear with me for a minute. I'm just getting this set up. Hang on a minute. Oops. Okay. I wanted to use the Instapot, or my quick cooker, which is like an Instapot. I've talked about it before, for dinner tonight. I'm going to make some meatball pasta dinner in here. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about it in case some of you haven't heard before. I know you can't see me very well, but that's okay. This is our quick cooker. This is what the front looks like. They've got all these different choices. There's like 16 different choices down here. I've even made cheesecake in here. You can slow cook. You know, I've done full meal in an hour, hour and a half. In some of it, 5-10 minutes. It works like a pressure cooker. And we have this nice 6-quart pot. And then this is the lid. I'm going to tell you a few of the basics. They made a lot of safety features on here. And Pampered Chef, there's one thing they do. They do a lot of testing and stuff. So before they brought this out, they actually tested a lot of them and reviewed a lot, did a lot of different things with it, and they even sent it to several different consultants, a lot of them to try it out for a couple months just to make sure that they had the features on it that they felt were safe. So like on ours, for example, it does not get hot to the touch when you're cooking with it. The handles are on the bottom, easy to pick up, especially for people like me that are kind of like klutzes. We've got all these neat little dial features on here. The lid, and I'm going to try to hold this up so you guys can see it. This is where the steam release is. And you want this so that it's not raised up when it's cooking, because otherwise it'll never come to pressure, of course. There's like a little, and I call it a cloud. There's like a little picture on here, and there's one here. These need to be facing each other. And then and this not setting up. As you can see, and I'll like kind of hold it different angles. You can see how it's setting flush. Then this is the red safety valve. When this gets hot, this valve, this little dot, this little piece will come up. And once you lock this, it will stay locked once that valve comes up. It's a safety feature. So anyway, is what I'm going to do. And as I've explained before, and besides the use and care guide, it does come with this great quick cooking guide. And it gives you all different kinds of things. Like here's some ideas of what to start with. I hope you guys can see that. I know the light's not the best. It gives you some ideas of some things to start with. Boiled eggs, I've done all that. Great little charts, I love them. Like for example, pinto beans, you put it in here, it takes 25 minutes. There's no soaking or anything. I did great northern beans the other day and made ham and beans, but for me, I like mine just a little softer, so I added 5 minutes to it. It has the different charts. Here's the grains and the rice. We've got the vegetable one, and it shows all different kinds of ideas. Also, it has the meat and poultry, and I really like this because it gives you fresh and frozen times. And not only that, in this neat little quick cooker guide, you have all kinds of recipes to try. And everything I've made so far I've really liked. The ribs are amazing in here. Just about anything. And I make little notes in my cookbooks, and I'm sure a lot of you do too if there's something that I do different, because a lot of times I kind of do my own thing. But anyway, when we start this out, here we go. I'm going to start it so I can get it going. And I just got these handy dandy little meatballs that were actually on sale the other day. I got some. And they're frozen, and I can put them right in there frozen. Now, this does call for liquid. And normally is the way I would do it. I'm going to put my meatballs in first. And whenever I cook anything, if you don't want it to take longer to cook, you can start, and I'm going to turn this way so that I can reach my plug okay. You can actually turn, let me see, I hope you guys can still see this. You can actually turn the dial. I don't have the best setup here, but I think this will work. You can actually turn the dial to sear, and as you can see, I'm just turning the little dial here. I'm on sear. Okay, so once I get to sear, I'm going to push start, And that's just to get the pan hot. I'm not actually searing these because they're frozen, of course. So I'm going to throw my meatballs in. Just plug them in there like that. Then, with that, I am going to throw a can of diced tomatoes on it. This is our smooth edge can opener. And the way it works is you don't have the sharp edges, so you don't hurt yourself. You could also, actually, a lot of people like to reuse the cans and use them as a gift, so then they can put something in there and glue them back together. This little deal here, and this can opener actually comes in white now. This is a blue one that was a special at one time. Let's know they come out with special colors. Okay, I'm just gonna throw my meatballs over that, or the tomatoes over my meatballs, and kind of spread it around a little bit. You don't want to lump it all into one place. Okay. And let me grab one of these in case I need it. Okay, then I'm gonna take some pasta sauce. That was on sale too, so I got them both. I got the meatballs for 99 cents and the pasta sauce for 99 cents, so it's a good deal. And again, I'm just gonna kind of pour it so that it's laying around. Okay, I'm going to put my pasta in. 1 pound of pasta, any choice. This one is the penny pasta. And then I'm going to finish putting in my sauce. And I'm going to use about 3 3/4 cup of water or broth. So for this, I just put 3/4 of a cup of water in here. And I like to get every bit of that out. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to pour it kind of down on the side. I don't want to pour it all over the pasta because I want it to go down in there so that it doesn't get all, I don't want to get the pasta cooked too quick. Okay, so then I'm going to use the 3 cups of it. I'm going to do beef broth. And I like the stock, and I get unsalted because I don't like all that extra salt. And I think broth can be kind of salty. But like I said, you could have just used water. You didn't have to use the broth. And you could have just used about 1 1/4 jars of this. But use about 3 3/4 cup if you're measuring. And again, I'm going to carefully pour it so that it's down on the side. And I'm going to kind of push some of my noodles in. There we go. All right, we're going to get that in there. And the reason, like on sear right now, it's starting to heat up. You probably can't hear it. If I didn't have it on sear, it would just take a little longer to come to pressure is what it does. So I always just turn it on sear as I'm adding things because it just makes it easier that way. Now I could have, since I could have went ahead and put most of the juice in here and then put the meatballs in, since I wasn't going to use a lot of the... Since I wasn't going to use all water, then I could just use a little bit of water to rinse out at the end, so then it would have been easier. I'm going to add some of my Italian seasoning. I like our 3 onion rub, so I'm going to put a little bit of that in there. And one other thing I'm going to put in that I forgot to grab, and if you bear with me for a minute, I'm going to grab it here, is some fresh garlic. I know I always talk about garlic. It's one of my favorite things. Hang on a minute, let me grab one. Whenever you use garlic, you want to use white cloves that are kind of tight and that they have the, they still have some of the root, if you want to call it as such, on the bottom, because that means it's fresh. If they're all cleaned off and there's nothing there, then that means they've been traveling for quite a while, like from overseas. But anyway, I put it in here. I don't have to take the peeling off or anything. I'm just going to put it in here, press it, and then as you can see, the garlic's coming out on the bottom. And I'm going to take my little, it looks like a little Barbie brush, and I'm going to turn it this way. I hope you guys can all see that. And I'm just going to scrape it off. Okay, and then I'm going to take that piece off. And you can use your little brush here to dig it out if you need to. And I'm going to toss that over here out of the way, so just a second. Okay, and then I've got the other piece. I know this was a really big one, so I cut it in half to put in there because these, I just got a monster garlic clove. And this is one clove that I showed you. Now, a lot of people, what you buy in the store is a bulb. So, like, these happen to be a little bigger, but this was all from one bulb. So, if you break these apart, these are the cloves. And sometimes they'll be a lot smaller, but like I said, this was just a really big piece of garlic. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to put the other half in here. And like I said, sometimes I just cut it in half because it's just so big. But look at all that garlic coming out. Doesn't that look yummy? Fresh garlic. Okay, so that's going in. Okay, got that. All right, so then I am ready to go. It's all in here. So I'm going to put my lid on, and there's like a little, looks like a little tail of a dog. I'm going to put it on here, and the only time I have trouble putting this on is when I'm on video, but it worked. No problems this time. Yep. Kim, I did. I got them at Mr. K's. It was an awesome deal. We got the meatballs and the Prego there. We were so excited. Anyway, so I'm going to push cancel on this now because I don't need it to sear. And I could put it on beef if I want to, or I can custom it. So I'm going to cook it. Well, you can either do, look at your back of your bag. If there happens to be something on here and it gives you a time, then you would want to do half of that time. But I'm going to put it for about, 8 minutes. 5 to 8 minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and do 8 minutes on beef. And then what I'm going to do is I put it to beef and it automatically goes to 35. So there's a little custom button here, and I'm sorry, I know you can't really see that very well. But yeah, push custom, and then I push time, and I'm going to go down, and I'm going to go 8 minutes. And then I'm going to push start. Oops, and in that time, my little thing there moved. See? And this I have all even now. Can you guys see that? It looks backwards to me. There we go. This is all even, and it's ready to go. So I'm going to push that out of the way, and it's just going to cook away. One thing it does, and I hope you guys can see it, this little part here, it just looks like little lines moving. Once it comes to pressure, my 8 minutes are going to show in here, and then it'll start counting down. Now, like I said, I custom timed mine. Once it's done, you can let it natural steam release, and then do the final. You push the button up here, and it's a final steam release. But for this, because I don't want it to get, too done, once my time is all done, I'm going to do a natural steam release and let all the steam out. And once my little red safety valve goes down, I'll open it up and I'll check it out. You can always put it back in if you need to, and you can, if I don't cancel it and turn it off, it's going to go ahead and just say warm. Okay, one other thing I'm going to show you. I love cheese. We're real cheese eaters here. Excuse me. So I'm going to shred some fresh Parmesan cheese that we'll sprinkle on afterwards. Let me move some of this out of the way so I don't have such a mess here. Okay, this is our Coarse grater. I use it all the time. Now, it stores like this with a little cover. It does come with a little deal you can put on top and put your cheese or whatever, carrot, whatever you're shredding in there. It's like a guide. I normally just don't use it. I don't know why, because I'm usually a klutz, but I haven't really hurt myself before. But it is grater, so you could. Okay, so you can either do it like this while you're cutting, and it can just stand here, or you could even do it like this. You do it over a bowl. Now this is the Coarse grater. I'm going to go ahead and do Parmesan cheese, but sometimes I like my cheese a little coarser than the fine that I usually use. Like a lot of times I use my fine grater for the Parmesan. So since I like it a little thicker, I'm going to go ahead and use my Coarse grater. But anyway, I don't know if you guys grate your own cheese. I hope you can all see this, how easy this is. But when you're at the store, pick up a block of cheese and one of the packages of pre-shredded cheese, And look at the ingredients on the back, and you'll notice a big difference. There's a lot of extra stuff in the ones that are already pre-shredded, and they put a lot of that in there because, well, for example, like they don't want it to stick together, and they don't want it to you know, spoil, you know, once they do all that. But it's like a wood pulp substance is what it is. So, and that's what you're eating. And actually, this will melt a lot better. But look at that. Doesn't that look good? Now, we buy blocks of cheese, and I just, you know, shred it as I need it. Sometimes I'll shred up extra, and then is what I do. I just put it in one of my little prep bowls and stick it in the fridge. But this is just a great way to do it. And if you guys like cheese, it's just really quick and easy. I always have blocks of cheese on hand. It usually ends up being a cheaper deal if you do it this way and shred your own. And see, then you can be like the restaurants, the fancy restaurants go, oh, would you like Parmesan cheese on your food? But anyway, I just wanted to stop in and show you that. I'm not going to stay here until this pressure's up and cooks. But like I said, this little quick cooker has been amazing. It comes with, you can buy it with accessories. This is what I made my cheesecake in, and you can also do like a lasagna in here if you want. You could also put, like, let's say meat in there, and then put this rack there. And then if you want, like, let's say garlic potatoes, and you didn't want them to be part of the meat, you could put them in there, and it comes with this little silicone lid. So you can get it with just the quick cooker or with the accessories. You can buy it either way, but you can also earn it as a host, either free or discounted, too. And then we do have a special, you know, like when you join, you could end up earning this free just by becoming a consultant. So if you guys want information on any of that, just let me know. But I just wanted to let you know how it worked. And I know I had a few people that were interested in it, and I've done videos before that you'll see on my community page there. But if you have any questions, just let me know. But I'm going to go ahead and finish this up, and I will talk to you guys later. You guys have a great day.